Up next on the Firebird Fast Talk is our buddy Ron Capps, pilot of the Napa Auto Parts Funny Car in the Nitro category. Ron is a man who has been to the finals 8 times. Yeah, you know me. I don't do this for a living, Ron.
All right.
But this is, I wanted to get this right because do you know how many times you've been to the finals here?
No.
8 times.
8?
How many Wallies do you have from here, though? You should know that.
I got 3, I think.
You got 3.
3, yeah.
You got 3. So we're going for number 4.
Yeah.
March 20th through the 22nd. If you haven't got your tickets now, 41st Annual Factory Motor Parts Arizona Nationals presented by NGK Spark Plugs right here at Firebird. Ron, since you know we're over you already, let's talk about your superstar and go that route. So what made you want to start a Nitro team for someone other than yourself? Let's start there. I thought you bumped your head when you did.
Yeah, I bumped my head last year at this race. Really hard.
We'll get to that. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
It's always been a thought, and honestly, I had thought about maybe getting out of the seat. Was seeing with contracts and what was going to happen. We started the process, and I've talked about it before. It was going to be. I talked to Andretti, Michael Andretti, and Andretti Global about they always wanted to come into drag race, and I said, "Why don't you come in? We'll partner, so you don't have to jump in with 2 feet." And I got a girl driver I'm thinking about, and so I started with that. Then all the F1 stuff happened with Michael and Andretti Global. And then it put me back on my own. So we were scrambling. Paul Mecca, our team manager, and I were just kind of, I already knew what I wanted to do. I'd mentioned it at a couple Napa dinners to Catherine Wooten, who's in charge of motorsports at Napa. If I ever added a car, and I told her about who I'd kept my eye on. It's been a couple of years. And so she got more and more excited. And then they decided to take a brand, Carlisle. And people ask all the time, what is Carlisle? It's a Napa brand, but Napa was started by a guy named Carlisle Frazier 101 years ago. That's where the Carlisle comes from. And they wanted to rebrand and come out. And what better, today's world, you know, because of social media, when you see a girl working on a car or a mechanic, or it's just, it's such an attraction for younger girls to know that they have a possibility of doing that for a living. We have our YES program here, right, on Friday mornings, all kinds of kids out here to let them know they have a chance to go out in the world and get a great job. And work on cars and EVs, and just the world is at your fingertips. And so we kind of went with that aspect. And I didn't have a deal until really it was September, October that we knew for sure they were coming on board. I'd already committed to Maddie. We had the press conference, and I think I was here with you when I first brought it up. It wasn't even public. And so it's been a long time coming, sort of, but then she went out and she won the Seattle race, became the 100th winner, and that sort of got her a little more on the radar with casual fans. Right. And then, of course, now we're bringing her out to the masses. So people are getting to know her a little better now.
100%. And what was...
This is we're talking her. She's right.
I know. We're talking about her because that's all you've done all winter is talk about her. So yeah. But for you now, so, I mean, we go to last week in Florida testing. Now it's real not only for her, but it's real for you. Now you're standing there, you're seeing your guys, your Nitro car, but you're not in it. It's got Ron Capps on the side of the thing, but you're walking through the staging lanes with her, you're standing there. What was that emotion like?
I talked to John Ford. I don't know how he did it with his daughters. Right. It was hard for me, especially the first run. It was hard. We went up there and Guido timed it so that we ran right after her in the staging lanes. Because there's a bunch of cars running, so we luckily timed it that way. So I strapped into my car and was the next car up to run. So I'm in it, and my guys are staying out of my way so I can watch her. It was very surreal to watch, you know, even when we didn't line up like that on the scooter and stand behind it. I was way in the back. I stayed way back. I just was a nervous wreck. So luckily we got a great group, Rob Flynn and that team. We could not have asked for a better, somebody that I trust, and he's worked with Jasmine and some drivers like that before, so that was perfect. Guido worked with the Force daughters before he left John Force's, so he's got that temperament as well. And then she was a natural, like we thought she would be. So it was very hard, though. I mean, it's still hard. I mean, it's hard to watch the car, and I'm just a nervous wreck. You know, I don't walk away. The chutes are out. Just crazy stuff, overboard, and I hope I get better at it because I was not good down in Florida. I suspect by the time we get here to this race, I'll be a little better about it.
More in the swing of things.
Yeah.
And that's one of those things too. I mean, it's just got to be building blocks, right? Just like she's got to take those steps with it. I mean, you've got to take those steps as an owner too. It's just it's a part of the process.
Yeah, and you know, I try to give her advice. thankfully, Sean Langdon, a few drivers, Brittany signed off on her license. People were coming over and saying, if she needs any help, let me know. Justin Ashley, talked to him. But Langdon, Sean was very good about talking to her after every run, and he's a current driver. So I've driven Top Fuel, it's been a few years. So it's one of the best out there right now, Sean is. And so I really appreciated him offering that up and then staying in contact with her. So they got to race each other. And she could be lining up next to him in Gainesville at any point.
Yeah.
And it's going to be kind of cool at the same time, but it's also Karate Kid and Mr. Miyagi. You know what I mean? Like, it's like...
And I like, Caps, you were smart enough, though. You didn't go put her in a funny car. You put her in a dragster.
Yeah.
So you never had to do... You're not going to have to do what John went through, though. And you're at least not going to have to line up against a car that you because I couldn't imagine that.
No.
That would be tough.
That would be,
That would be
and we did it on purpose. Guido came from a multi-car team at Forces. I was Don Perdome's and Don Schumacher when Schumacher had 8 cars. So we get it, but I didn't want to race our own car, and I just thought the tool wars, you know, with Antron and Coletta and whoever else is out there, it's perfect timing. And so that all put together, and I certainly look forward to her winning, but I can't even imagine that the first time we get to double up, which could be, that's the ultimate.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
No, I love it. I love it. And I mean, obviously you talked about it a little bit earlier. You know, you had a hell of a hit here last year. That was a hard hit. That could have been, nobody would have blamed you at that point for reevaluating, you know, what am I still doing climbing into these things?
Oh, I did.
But you jumped right back into it. I mean, walk me through what that process was like at that moment and just after that.
Well, they have, you know, the visor cam I was wearing. So they replay it, and on the Chasing Speed shows and everything, they show the end car when the explosion happened. Then they go to the outside. So I lived it, and I relive it all the time that I watched that. But I just know that I was the next car when Forrest crashed in Richmond. We were the next pair, Alexis and I. I watched it happen from my car and watched the amount of speed I saw him change lanes way down there, and I knew it was bad.
Yeah.
We all got out of our cars for a long time. They had to helicopter them out, and so it was a lot of downtime. And we all dread that. Tim Wilkerson's been working on things safety-wise. We are always... And that's the ultimate thing that you don't want it to happen. And so when it happened and exploded, I just remember that it exploded. And then all of a sudden, I've had a bunch of them, right? And I've always felt like the dirt racing or sprint cars I've driven in the past, I had control at least to get the thing stopped. You get out, wave to the crowd, it's all good. This one took me, and I had not only no control because the front end came down the tires, but it went at a high, almost exactly. As it was happening, I was picturing Force's car, like, and it happened so fast. And then it was kind of lights out for a quick second when it hit. And then when I kind of came to, it was like, wow, this is bad. Like my leg was trapped and just weird things I've never been through.
Sure.
So I knew it was going to be bad when I was about to hit the wall, but I couldn't see, the body was up. So I just braced, and, you know, Force's accident broke his teeth. I mean, it did some damage that people don't know about. So there was a lot of stuff that we worked on. I wear a mouth guard. But that instant, and it was hilarious because I did the interview. They put it right up, and I was definitely not right. And I had old ladies, for all the wrong reasons, but I had people come up and shoving $100 bills when I was at the rope signing later. We had lost that round. I had people just putting cash, and I was like, why are people giving me money? And I didn't know that I had said in my interview, like, I don't know what we're going to, like, we'd blown up a couple times, and I'm a one-car team. And it's not that we lack. We have great sponsors, but I just said, man, I know this is coming someday in my life, but this is going to hurt. It's a brand new car, so it's $250,000 gone. And so it was funny how these people just kept shoving cash. At the end of the day, I went to my wife, and I got like $500 in cash. And these people didn't even care. It was just very touching. People cared enough that they wanted to help out. So,
well, and then, I mean, one of those things, and you've never been afraid of going and jumping in something else.
Hope the IRS wasn't listening on my gosh.
We got to limit that, skip that part out of it. But then you went and jumped in a pavement midget at IRP later this summer. Which hit was harder?
The midget was pretty bad. I didn't know it. I flew with smoke that night to Norwalk. Didn't know that my spleen was bleeding, and I had 2 broken ribs. So I knew something was wrong. I thought, well, maybe I broke. I'm okay. Break a rib, it'll heal, right? It hurt, And then I had something, it just felt like the next day in qualifying, it hurt to get in the car. I couldn't stand up straight. I hadn't gone to the bathroom, and I was like, really, that's abnormal for me. And I felt like my intestines had moved down in my body. So and we got through it, and actually I went all the way to semis, but I was getting IVs in between, and unluckily, but Maddie had lost early that day. They were at that race, and her and her sister were packing my chutes. I couldn't even stand up, let alone pack my chutes.
Right.
And once I landed, my wife took me straight to the hospital, found out my spleen was bleeding and all that. Didn't know what a spleen was before that. So that was a harder hit, honestly.
That one.
Believe it or not, it was a harder hit.
Oh, I believe it. It was gnarly watching it, and it bummed me out. I was so excited. You know, that's my background, so I was so pumped. I'm like, here we go, Caps. This is, we gotta get
Thursday Night Thunder was the best.
I was all
so much fun. I'm just picturing Jeff Gordon, Thursday Night Thunder. I'm in a mid.
And who hooked it? I think Levi hooked you.
Levi, he didn't hook. Yeah, he hooked me.
He hooked
drove into me.
Don't cushion it.
Yeah.
Don't cushion it. So it was nice that you flew out there with Smoke, and then his GM was the one that hooked you.
Yeah.
What a guy.
Yeah,
what a swell guy.
It was funny, not funny. He was going to fire him, he said.
I bet he was pissed. So, you know, it's one of those things, and I want to end on this note. I mean, you're helping usher in a new era in drag racing with Maddie. You look back on when you started and the names that you ran against, the Forces, Bernsteins, you know, the duo that you and Selzy were for how many years of NHRA. You know, there was a time period just a handful of years ago where I think all of us in the industry kind of said, what's going to be the next step? Because the DSR stuff had slowed way down. JFR was backing stuff off. You never knew how long John was going to be in the car. And honestly, it was a period of time where I think we were all a little nervous, whether it be track sponsors, teams. I mean, I look around now and you look at Vandergriff, you look at Austin Prock, now you look at Maddie coming up. What is your view of the position of the sport right now?
It's been scary because, you know, it's my livelihood. It's all I've really done my adult life. I was very lucky to be a professional drag racer. But for years we watched him when I was a kid, obviously a big Dom Perdome, a Snake, the Mongoose, Beetle, Bernstein, Coletta. You go down the list, and there was always this sort of taking the flag on. There was the old school guys, and they retire, and then in the next chunk of superstars. And so there was always that on the horizon. And then all of a sudden, it didn't seem like we were going to have it. And they were mentioning me as one of them. I'm like, oh, that's pressure. And then you start to wonder, and then Force getting hurt. But people used to kind of rip on Don having all the sponsor cars, or Coletta having cars, and once in a while somebody would pipe up on the internet like, hey, just imagine if they're not out there. There's 4 funny cars, 4 dragsters not there.
Right.
Then you don't have a full field. And so it's been scary, and you wonder where the next stars are coming. But it's unique that this happened. NASCAR or F1 like it is now.
Right.
But we've always been a great sport. So with this track selling out, I mean, how many years now in a row?
Yep.
So I think the sport's good. It's great timing for Maddie and us. And I don't know how many more years I'm going to drive, you know, 2, 3, 4.
Right.
But I was also prepared to put her in my car if this deal fell through on the dragster.
So Ron, before we let you go here, we want to end with, do you have a favorite Firebird memory or a favorite Phoenix memory? Because you've been out here a lot of years, from the Division 7 stuff all the way through. We used to have the spring training, the nitro test session. I mean, there's a lot that has happened here, and you've been here for a lot of it.
Yeah, crew member, Blaine, when Blaine was alive, Blaine and Alan's car several times, Division 7. And really, Maddie's grandfather, Mike, drove back then. So, you know, Jay Payne. My memories are all Division 7 alcohol cars. That's my pit era. That's the people I love.
Right.
So this was always a great event. And ironically, my kids always thought it was a vacation when we came here, because we'd go to Rustler's Roost, you know, do the slide. It always was a family event. And then as it became a professional and we'd come over, having the campground across the way we did one year, Rawhide, we would go there and we'd make a point of going every. So I always did this race around family stuff, and it always worked out great. But favorite memory is tough. I beat Gary Dincham on a hole shot, and it should have been a red light. My foot just went down, and we beat him, and I apologize forever to him. Probably the coolest memory, it wasn't even the win. We might have won the next day, was we had the Scorpions out to the track that day. Huge fan, right? I'd had them out in Denver, I think, but they came out, they were playing that night, invited my wife and I. We went backstage, the singer Klaus. It was like something out of a Will Ferrell movie. He had candles burning, and We went to the guitarist area first and did shots. It's all loud and obnoxious.
Right.
The Shanker's in there. And they're like, Klaus would like to speak to you. And we go in, and he's like 5'2". But they open the door. It's like candles and quiet. And he's got like incense burning. I always tell people, but I brought him my jersey, and it was a skull when I drove for Don Perdome. And the first encore, they left the stage, came back and played Arizona, the song Arizona, wearing my uniform on stage, singing.
What a moment.
And I could have gone to heaven right there. I was like, I go, this is it. I told my wife, that's as good as it gets. That's probably my best memory, believe it, in this whole area. The winds were great. The after parties, not a better place than to be here, you know, in Phoenix area. When you win, so much fun. But that was probably the coolest thing for me.
I love it. No, well, I've got some homework to do now because I got to come up with something new for Ron to do this year. Yeah. It's not going to be camping with Ron or something. We'll have to figure something.
That was fun. You still got the lot over there, right?
Yeah.
It was a success, a hit. We had bands, you had food, and then it poured rain, and it was a bummer. But if that didn't happen, it was because literally we could walk across the street. Yeah. We had a place to stay, and it was just a party. That's what we wanted it to be.
Well, this year we've got the Ostrich Festival happening that weekend too. Yeah. Yep. So
eat them or you like watch them?
I think they race them. I don't know what they do, but it's a whole long fair.
Is it a drag race?
So I don't know. I gotta look. I think it's.
I'm gonna look.
It's either Kansas or Joe D. Messina is playing. I think on Saturday night.
Right.
So we'll have
great. Last year, we had Alice Cooper and them come over.
Yep.
Lita and all. Yeah, that's right. And that was right
there.
Try
to keep it entertaining.
All my crew guys went to that show.
Oh yeah. Oh, I had. My phone has never blown up so much.
And the year before there was a great lineup too.
Yep.
Forgot about that. So who's here this year?
I think it's Kansas, Joe D. Messina. Nice. I don't know who's that night, but yeah, we're gonna have to figure that. Oh, Vanilla Ice.
Oh,
I know you.
Yeah, that's my jam right now.
I know.
Not really.
I know. You probably played it on the way over here.
Maddie's like, who's Vanilla Ice?
Yeah. Maddie's in the corner rolling her eyes right now, just not knowing.
She's a Wu-Tang fan now.
Big Wu-Tang Clan fan?
Yeah, they threw that on her this morning on another show.
You got it.
She's like, Wu-Tang? What is Wu-Tang? I'm like, oh my God.
That's part of
I'm officially old.
God. Well, as you can see, they've got a lot of generation gapping between Maddie and Ron that they're going to get done this year. So please make sure you come join us, see Maddie, Ron, and the rest of the stars March 20th through the 22nd for the 41st annual Factory Motor Parts Arizona Nationals presented by NGK Spark Plugs right here at Firebird Motorsports Park.
Be there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
He's not getting paid extra for that.